Hello, everybody. So, a lot has happened since Wednesday, which was the last day that I took the video. Um, we went on a mini missions trip to San Francisco. We went into the Tenderloin district, which is a district that houses a lot of homeless people. Um, well, houses as in there's a lot of homeless people there. And there's a group called City Impact, and they work with the homeless people and provide food for them and provide church services and everything. So we got to work with them, which was really awesome. Um, and so we started that on Friday. We went down to San Francisco early morning on Friday. And then when we first got there, we did a little prayer session and learning session. And then we got into different groups and set out to do different tasks. And I chose to do the task of handing out food after the church service on Friday. And so I was also a greeter along with that in the church service. And I was also on stage, I guess, to announce the announcements, which was interesting. Um, and then I also got to talk with some homeless people and listen to their stories and ask if they needed any prayer. And I had them pray for me and everything. It was pretty cool. Um, and there was actually one person who was standing up in worship service, and he was really encouraging to us and to all of the people around him as well, which was really cool. And then afterwards, we made lemonade for the next church service and cleaned up. I did some sweeping, and some other people did mopping and wiping down chairs and cleaning bathrooms and everything. And then after that, we ate lunch, and we decided to either stay with our groups that we were in originally or switch. And I decided to switch just to see what other places were like. And I chose the group with the random odd tasks. And so we literally stuffed 1,800 envelopes with letters to go to all the donors. Just to in the letters it shows what they were doing, like with their money and everything, and how the church is doing, which is cool. And I got many paper cuts and paper cuts on my paper cuts. It was pretty intense, but it was a lot of fun as well. Then afterwards, we ate dinner and had another service where we can share what God has done throughout that day. And then we also got to go to the mall. So it's like a 6-story mall that's in San Francisco. And it was really cool because I hadn't been in San Francisco before, and just got to see what that was like. And then the next day, we woke up pretty early. I know a lot of people went to get coffee because we were all really tired. Let's see. Oh, yeah. And we got to prepare the meals to distribute to the people in San Francisco in the Tenderloin district, in different homes. So I got 2 apartment buildings to hand out the food to. And so first of all, we packaged it all into this little bowl thing with a lid on it. And then we went with a group of people to hand it out to the apartment complexes. And as we were handing them out, we asked them how their week was going and if they needed any prayer for anything. And it was really cool to see what God was doing in their lives and everything. Like, I know that sometimes it may seem like that they're hopeless, but they're actually, like, a lot of them have hope for the future and everything. Like some of their family members have cancer and everything, so we prayed with them about that, and you can just like see their faces light up and everything. Like once we prayed with them, and just they knew that they were cared about, which was really cool. I also met one lady who I heard that she was into drugs a lot, but she used to be a Christian. And I know that the drugs like led her in the wrong path, but then she found Jesus again, and she started a dance, like a dance ministry, like I want to, um, and it's for all the people of the Tenderloin district, so they can just have somewhere to go and dance, and that's on Wednesday nights and everything. But she was really excited to tell us about that, and she also said that like I was with two other girls, and she said that all of our like faces and everything were lighting up and glowing, and we're like, that's what Jesus Christ, which is really cool to like hear somebody saying that they can see Jesus through us, which is always really encouraging. And also during during the missions trip, we learned a lot of stuff. So I have my journal right here that has a lot of the stuff that I wrote down. And I'm going to share a few things that kind of like stood out to me during the week. So one of them is, one of my points is do not put restrictions on where God can meet us, which basically means like we can talk to God whenever we want. So in the car, while we're jogging, while we're doing anything. And I don't know, I think that's really cool because a lot of us think that we need to set out a specific time for God, which is very important too. But we can also, like, if we're really, really, really busy during the day, we can also set time out, like, when we're driving and everything. Like, it doesn't have to be, you know, like, we don't have to not connect with God while we're driving just because we think that we're driving. So, hope that makes sense. So, another point that stood out to me was a point about control. So I wrote down, money does not give us control over our lives. And also, a lot of people use fear to control our lives. And we can see that during certain commercials, basically many commercials, we see that the underlying tone of the commercial is fear. And so, for example, let's see, like hair loss. So the fear behind that is, you're going to lose your hair, so you want to buy the product that is going to make you gain your hair again. But that's just like the simplest, I guess, explanation that I could figure out. But I don't know, I thought it was really cool because God takes away that fear from us, and so we're not going to be controlled by the world. And we have to make sure that we're not being fearful of the world around us. I know sometimes the main thing that we want to do is gain control over our lives, and control actually makes us lose sight of God, which is really interesting because, God takes us in little tiny steps, and we're not going to have control over our lives at all because God doesn't want us to have that control. Otherwise, we're going to get really lost without Him. And try to take over our own lives. My computer just froze, but hopefully it's still recording. Anyways, yeah, God doesn't want us to have that control over our lives because He wants to be the one to take control over it and guide us. So we have to make sure that we're allowing God to do that. And I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, basically, how I'm doing this program, obviously. Some people were saying that, since I'm not going to be doing college directly, like that may not be good. I have to finish my college education, which is important too. But it is important to take time out of your life to seek God and to realign your desires and everything with God's desires, which is incredibly important. So I encourage everybody to start seeking God if you're not already. And yeah. Let's see if there's any more points. So we also learned cultural values of Thrive. So the first cultural value is we need to encounter God daily, which is sort of what I touched up on earlier, which is really, really, really important for us to encounter God daily, so we can align our views in life with God's views. And the second value is to give honor. So give honor to the people who basically are put there in your life to deserve that honor. So like people that you care about, which we should be caring about everybody. Everybody does deserve honor. And then the third value is to be all in, which means if you're going to be doing something for God, then be all in about it. So you don't want to just like preach something and not actually do what you're preaching. And you actually want to be a disciple for God rather than just, basically preaching it. So my screen is still frozen, but I hope it will fix itself. But I am sorry if it is frozen while you're watching this video. Well, bye!